A very good evening, and I welcome you all to our online program on occasion of Teachers' Day celebration. Uh, we have like our four faculties joining us across India. Professor Pravan Kumar Sharma, co-chairman of the New Initiative Committee of ISTD. Dr. Anita Madok, chairperson of Women Empowerment Committee. Mr. Ramesh Srinivasan, member of the Program Committee. Professor Zakaria K.A., chairman, member Service Chapter Relations Committee. So I'll request all the faculties and thank you to be part of the program in a short period of time. I would be asking one question to each faculty, and we'll spend like 10 minutes and they can share their ideas on that. And after that, once the session is over, then we'll invite the audience. If they have any questions, they can ask through. So first, I'll invite Mr. Ramesh Srinivasan. And sir, I have a question for you that what is the significance of Teachers' Day and the background?
Okay. See, culturally, teacher or guru plays a very important role in individual's development. We say Mata, Pita, Guru, Ishwar. So mother is the one who gives us life. Father is the one who brings us up along with the mother. But Guru or teacher is the one who takes us close to the Almighty, gives us all the knowledge, wisdom that is required for us to wade through the various vagaries of life so that now we realize ourselves and reach the Almighty. So this is one philosophical way. The second thing is practically, if you have to see, like human beings would like to know more, would like to grow more. As a basic tenet of any human being, anyone would like to learn more, grow more, and that's how it is. So that also is being catered to by a teacher or a guru. Guru is the one who enables teaching or worldly knowledge to us. See, culturally, if you see, guru is the one who shapes an individual, not only on academics but on various life skills as well. Now we have various ways of developing people. We talk about technical skills, hard skills. We talk about soft skills. But in our ancient system, guru is the one who was taking care of everything. So when you go to Gurukul and you graduate there and you come back, then you are a full-fledged human being and you are ready to take on the life's challenges, because Guru was the one who teaches whatever a human being is required to know in the life. So in that way, in India, we celebrate September 5th, Dr. Salvapalli Radhakrishnan's birthday as Teacher's Day. And definitely, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan's life was full of disseminating knowledge, whatever he was knowing, and above all, his patriotism, his love for the country is unadulterated. I will just, would like to share one example where he was invited to a Western country, Europe, and where he was invited for a dinner, and I read like European was trying to mock him by saying like, see, we all have dinner with spoon, uh, fork and all, but you people are having food with your hands, which is not very hygienic. So the reply by Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was, immediate, and he said, look, brother, no one else is going to have food with my hands. Whereas, the spoon and fork, many people are going to have food. And, I keep my hands clean, and that's how I maintain my hygiene. So in that way, now you tell me like, which is the hygiene way of having food? Having it through hand or having it through spoon and fork, which is being used by many people. That is how, he retorted to that racist remark. So in that way, it is very apt, like Dr. Radhakrishnan's birthday is celebrated as a Teacher's Day. And as I said, teacher or guru has got a significant contribution in shaping a human being.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your answer. Now, next, we have Ms. Anita Madok. Ma'am, the question for you is like, why did you decide to become a teacher and your teaching philosophy?
I became a teacher very slowly. I used to be working in the industry for many years, and it was a very different kind of an engagement. When you're working in a job, I was an organization development manager, and you have different commitments. But one of my own teachers, Professor Y.K. Bhushan, and he was the past president of ISTD also. He met me in an ISTD meeting. There was an ISTD chapter meeting, and I'm a life member. And he met me over there, and he says, Anita, you have got your PhD and you've done so much work. Why don't you come and teach as a visiting faculty once? I just said, no, but I don't know what it means to teach. He says, you just try it, no? So I started teaching once a week, and sure enough, I took so much liking to it. I think it was partly my good fortune that I had the opportunity to meet a great guru like Professor Y.K. Bhushan, and he was the one who initiated me into teaching. And sure enough, within 1 year, I became full-time teacher. I left my industry job. I said I'd rather do something I enjoy doing and I love doing and was meaningful to me. So that's how I became a teacher. It was purely following my heart and not my head. Because if you take a decision with your head, then you're better paid in industry, you're got a position, power, you've got perquisites, you've got a big brand name of company. It was a very big brand name company that I was working with. And you have all those things. But when you're a teacher, you're just a simple human being. It doesn't matter, only your knowledge, and who you are is more important than the position you're occupying. So I made that shift purely because of another teacher, and that was Professor Y.K. Bhushan. And God rest his soul in peace. He had been a very good teacher to me and a very good mentor. Everything that I knew about teaching was taught by him to me. He taught me how to conduct myself as a teacher, and he taught me how to carry myself as a teacher, as different from being a manager in a company. That's a little bit about how I got into teaching.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving next to Professor Zakaria. So the question for you is challenges faced by teachers today, especially dealing with the new generation.
Yeah. Good evening to all, especially our NP Anita ma'am is there and other top panelists. Thank you all for joining on this auspicious day of Teachers' Day. So regarding the question, I have been teaching for last 26 years. I started with undergraduate students, then I moved to university for last 23 years in a university. So dealing with PG students and doctoral students. So far the profession has been very rewarding and meaningful to me. But over the years, there has been a drastic change in the nature, attitude, and learning process of the students. So when we talk about the current students, the new gen, usually we call new gen. Thing is that these students, though they are very capable of attaining so many things, they come to the classes just for the attendance, not for sitting in classroom. Because we all know earlier, teachers were the knowledge carriers. Students used to get the knowledge only from the mouth of the teachers. Right. In Gurukula, not only the actual knowledge, students were part of all activities in Gurukulam. So they were working, they were acquiring skills. That means nowadays many institutions talking about earning while learning. So actually they were working and acquiring so many things during the process of Gurukula. But today, students are getting anything with a finger click. So it is not just they don't need to rely exclusively on teachers for knowledge. They have several other sources of knowledge. So the problem is that, so to get the students involved in the class, what you should do, that is the biggest challenge teachers face today. So we need to engage them in a much meaningful way so that they will be interested in attending classes and involving discussions. But what happens is one of the constraints teachers face today, you see, over these years, though we talk too many things positively about teaching, classroom activity, we teachers were providing only teaching environment, not learning environment. So what happens, teachers happen to be dictators in the classes. Though they are deliberating, they are delivering, meaningful things. But of course, it is teacher-centric approach we were following. So we were talking about learning environment, transforming teaching environment into learning environment, but practically that has not been taking place in many of the institutions or in many classrooms. So this is the biggest challenge today teachers faces. Teachers are supposed to transform their role in two ways. One is coming out of the conventional role of a teacher and transform themselves as a facilitator, a mentor, a supporter, a companion to students who facilitates learning. That is the first thing. Second thing is that teachers should find ways, meaningful ways of engaging students in the class so that they will involve much in the classroom activity. That means classroom engagement, student engagement. So if teachers are able to take up these two things very effectively, then we can say the 21st century teachers will be successful. Otherwise, students will not give the due respect that teachers supposed to command over student community. That is the biggest challenge that we face today. This is what is my experience.
Thank you, sir. So we have seen that we started with the importance of the Teachers' Day and how ma'am become a teacher and the challenges. Now we move forward to Professor Sharma, and we'd like to know that, sir, teachers are becoming trainers and they have to be a trainer. So in iStudy, we talk about trainers. So it's TT, teachers/trainers. So please help us to understand that how we can become better trainers and impart training, and which helps in the nation building, because there we have to go all about. Over you to sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Gurvinderji, for pointing out a valid question in the particular setup of the audience here. But before that, I would like to give a sketch of the entire teacher, guru, gurukul, pathshala sort of system. See, when there was a fight in Kurukshetra, and Arjun was just likely to kill the opponents in the Mahabharata, war. He simply said that he saw his uncles, cousin brothers, gurus, something like that, and he was shocked. Then it was very difficult for him to use the weapon against the Guru Dronacharya, because he was Guru, and Guru is having more, respect and the position than parents. Immediately asked Lord Krishna what to do. I'm shaking. I'm not in position to wage war against my gurus. He simply said that he had been your teacher, and it was his responsibility to teach you the archery. But now you have to understand that today he is in the domain of the enemies. So now you have to make the distinction. You have to make the judgment as who is your enemy and who is your friend. So that way, teacher will teach the skills as how to use certain things for livelihood. But the guru will be discriminating as to give the judgment as what to do and what not to do. So that is the role of the guru in today's context. And I'm happy to understand that in the Teachers' Day, you have arranged this wonderful program. See, teacher is basically to equip the learners, the students for livelihood. But the guru will be the person who will be directly dealing with bringing sanskaras to the concerned person, to make the difference between animal and non-animal sort of being. Human beings are also treated as the animals, but they are to be transformed from Andas to Dvij. So they are made as the Dvij. Everybody after getting, at the time of getting the birth, are like in the animal state. But it is the teacher to initiate, and the mother is the first person on this earth to make the animal creature as the human being by bringing sanskaras, the learning for karma, all these things are there. Subsequently, when the same person is moving in the school system, it is the teachers who have been doing. But again, the real guru is the person, because we have been talking about the paid teachers. The moment the teacher has been brought the status of a paid employee, the role of the teacher has been reduced to the zero level. And that is the reason Dr. Zakaria pointed out that people may not have the respect for such type of people. But still, people are there, especially in the Indian, not only in Indian context, throughout the globe, that they have respect for the gurus who teach us the theorem of the judgment, through which we can discriminate what is wrong and what is right. And that is the reason that ethics, values, these are to be transferred from one generation to another generation. Coming to the question raised to me, see, I have been in the teaching profession since beginning. I started my career in a teaching profession only, and I did not appear for any of the competitive examination because I liked right from my primary school days. I had the impression the teacher is very powerful person who can scold, who can train, who can do wonders, who can love the kids. So that type of this assumption was there in my mind, and I preferred to become a teacher. Incidentally, instead of becoming primary school teacher, I became teacher at the higher education system. See, I have been teacher, and incidentally, people have been rating persons like me. There are many teachers who are rating for outperformance. The simple reason that the art of teaching is altogether different. It is not simply the transfer of information or knowledge. If that is the case, then internet, artificial intelligence are the weapons which are available there. The teacher can only be great if he gives the discrimination to understand how this given information, how the jungle of information can be used by the learner to make the discrimination, to make the judgment. So there the role of the teacher comes, and especially in the offline campus sort of teaching. I had been in the open learning system, so ODL system was the most favorite thing for me. But it is the face-to-face learning which is very, very important, because it will be giving the sense of touch, giving a sense of smell, giving a sense of feeling. So that way it is found there. I proved to be a teacher simply by adapting the skills of a trainer. The trainer is the person who will be transferring the knowledge, skills, information, values, sanskaras, karmas to the learner by way of connecting the training tools to the teaching tools. So it is not simply transferring the knowledge. Teacher can do that, but the trainer will be really transferring the learning value out of the teaching sort of thing. So that is the difference I feel in my mind I got. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the inputs. Now I invite the participants, if there are any questions they can ask by raising their hands. Any questions from the audience?
I saw one Naveen
Invite
raising his
all four learned eminent speakers if they want to add on something extra beyond the questions. 2 minutes each.
Yes, I do believe, a teacher, you can take a teacher out of a classroom, but you can't take the classroom out of a teacher. So for every teacher, every occasion to be able to address somebody and talk about some knowledge that they may be having and to share that, or to encourage somebody, to motivate them to learn and to teach and learn. Teaching learning becomes a way of life. After a point, initially when you're very young and new as a trainer, and there are so many people over here also who are in the training and teaching profession, it's very important to keep track of, what is your content and what is the content you have to deliver, and some techniques, like Professor Zakaria just mentioned, there has to be some new ways of engaging the audiences and engaging them so that they keep engaged with the learning. But after a point, it is not what you do, it is who you are that is more important. And who you are cannot be replicated. Yeah, whatever is your content, whatever tools, techniques you deploy can be duplicated by somebody else, but who you are cannot be duplicated. And ultimately, your inner passion, your inner connection, your emotional connect with the students, participants in the teaching learning process, that is the most important part of being a teacher. And the day you have a good class, you don't need the students to tell you, madam, your class is so good, or your class is so not good, or can we have more of this? You don't need your students to tell you. You can tell yourself what you did right, what you did wrong, how you might want to change something about what you did. And if you feel a sense of energy at the end of a class, it means that's been a good class. If you feel a sense of tiredness and exhaustion at the end of the class, then it means it's not a good class. So I just keep looking for that nice positive rush of energy at the end of the class, and I know that I'm on the right track. I don't need anyone else to tell me so. So for us, it is more a question of being in the flow and being, in the moment with the participants. And the transfer of learning comes through a psychological chemical connection, emotional connection with students. And that's when transfer happens.
Good, ma'am. Very good.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question to ask the speakers.
Yes.
What is the role of a modern teacher in context with AI versus EI? What Madam Anita has talked little of it, emotional relationship with the modern artificial intelligence. Any of you can answer this.
Can I go for it, Dr. Anita? Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
See, the role of teacher, definitely evolved and changed, definitely for better. Till 15, 20 years back, teachers or gurus were supposed to be the source of knowledge. And if you have to ask or if you have to know something, you look up to the teacher and ask them. Nowadays, the sources are abundant. Teachers or gurus are not the only source of information or knowledge. You get source, there are sources available. So the teacher's role has become more like funneling it and making it contextual and giving it in a more facilitative way to the students. Now students don't want to know or they are not very keen to know from a teacher as to how maths problem is, or how a science simple equations are. There are a lot of YouTube videos to learn from that. But how a teacher is putting it in such a way like practical application is enabled for the learner, that is where the success of teacher or guru lies in today's world. With more and more technology and coming up, it is more like putting it in a context and giving it. See, the knowledge has now become if you say like knowledge is a content, content is king, and the context is kingdom. And without kingdom, king is nothing. So that's how the role of teacher has become more like putting it in a context, funneling it, and giving it more practical oriented. Like someone should be able to apply it in his or her life and see like, yes, okay, fine, this is how I can do it. So the success of teacher is more like application oriented now. That is my view.
Yeah, to add with that, simply speaking, technology is something that make life more easier. Is it? Technology is only a tool. Technology is not everything, and technology is man-made. So when it comes to teaching, technology can facilitate learning process, or it can support teaching. We should think in that way, because I will tell you, as Anita ma'am was telling. You see, you can get knowledge from anywhere, any sources. With a single mouse click, you can get it. But this is an interaction between a machine and a student, or a machine and a man, and there is no emotional connect, isn't it? There is no empathy from the side of a teacher, because machine cannot show any empathy to the student, isn't it? So today, another important thing which we need to address is, see, now the joint family system is not realistically there, and a lot of nuclear families are there, and both parents are working. And from my experience, I'm a psychology student also. I will tell you, the students are very much emotionally frustrated in campuses, and I observe among the relationship between students and teachers. Though we said students are not interested to sit in the classrooms, but I am seeing many teachers who are embedded or who are always surrounded by students. Because the peculiarity is that these teachers are always emotionally connected with their students. That means they are ready to spare some time for students even outside the classroom. So that means they are ready to listen, so that the students are able to connect with them. So what I'm saying is that today, when it comes to the new generation, the concepts of value education is very, very, very critical. It is not there. This is a vacuum where teachers are supposed to play a very significant role in, because students are not connected with, if there is any problem with the student, if you invite the parent to the college or university, but the parent is going to say, from my experience, I will tell you, sir, he won't obey if I say, if possible, you try. See, so that is a scenario. That means when the parents children connect is not there, that vacuum can be very effectively filled by a teacher. So the kind of exercise or initiative a teacher take for empowering or strengthening the value base of a student, that has lot of significance in current scenario. So that technology cannot do, right? That AI cannot do, right? So still, as ma'am said, you can take the teacher outside the classroom, isn't it? But teacher is an integral part. Without teacher, learning may be there, but the proper emotional or all-round personal development of a student is not possible. That is it.
Good, very nice.
Major Chandrasekharan has raised his hand. If he wants to ask something.
Good evening, Anita ji. Good evening.
Good
Good evening. Nice to see you. I mean, after a few years, I've come up on the air. Yeah, 3 years. I'm really, first of all, thank you very much. On a correct day, you under your leadership, you're organizing very well. Yesterday also, someone from Reliance was appreciating because they got the best award also, Reliance.
Ji, sir.
So,
Thank you.
but, this is how the tradition of ISPD you are keeping up. Now, the question is, parents' attention towards the student. The issue is, nowadays, gone are those days where we, of course, from the childhood little bit up to the level, only parents will be in a position to add on value. After that, they are on their own. They choose their career. They come from, for example, IIT Madras. There are a lot of people come and they, where is the parent? But psychologically, they are affected. I've been talking to Dr. Kamakodi, IIT director, also on this particular thing. The psychological effect is there. That is why suicidal tendencies are going on, because so much of pressure is given to them. Hey, you got to do that, you got to do that. And you know, this part of the saying, what is happening about the admission to MBBS. I'm not going to go into it, no politics. But what we feel, the early stages at least we can hold on and hold the children with the psychological impact of telling what needs to be done, how they got to be groomed, how, what is that service they can give it. That's my viewpoint, Mark. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Anita ji, you are really doing good. Let the ISTD fly. That Srinivasan also saw him. Let the ISTD flag fly high. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Who is going to answer? Any of the experts wants to answer it? Professor Sharma?
No, I could not hear the voice. It was, breaking. So I think the person concerned who has heard it may kindly respond.
Yeah, Major, same with me. In fact, I couldn't listen properly. If you could, only repeat the question, Major, if you don't mind.
Want me to repeat?
Yeah, only the question. Yeah.
My question. The question is, you were talking about the Cochin Dr. Zakaria, am I right? I don't know.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
He was talking about the parent and children relationship. See, Srinivasan, you also gone through it, I also gone through it. Gone are the days where up to UG, PG, we were with the parents. Is that is the real scenario today? No. No. After the schooling, they fly off to some other place where the teachers take the role of the parents. That is the practical thing which we must understand. Wherein the question is, when there is a gap between these two relationships, then the tendency of the students to get onto the other side of the fence, it is something which I'm seeing it, because having been with the student community, I'm seeing it at least in Tamil Nadu. Things are all changing and wavering, and they are not in a position to, and they all they want to make marks, and they don't want to leave a mark. So today, if Chandrayaan 3 has been successful, I've been with the ISRO people, ISRO scientists, through NDT, non-destructive testing era, right from Chandrayaan 1 to 3. Those are the people who have been with their parents. Parent-student relationship, we had talked about it. I hope I have made myself very clear, Ramesh. Ramesh, nice meeting you, nice seeing you with after 3-4 years, almost 3-4 years. It's what a wonderful time you people have given it. I consider it as my honor to be on the air with you all. Thank you.
Sure. Major, what I understand is, I know you were asking about the relationship between student, teacher, and parents, triangular relationship, right? That's what I understood. Yeah, Major?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yeah. So, see, as a parent, as well as, a teacher on the other side, and as an individual, who look up to my parents even now, or my mother now. So I would say that the relationship, what individual enjoys with the parent as well as the teacher is, in today's world, teacher is seen more like an academician, and whatever academic knowledge, whatever academic input I need, I look up to my teacher. Whatever emotional support I require, whatever life skills I require, I look up to my parents. That's how slowly it is becoming. So in that way, the role of parents in handling that soft skill imparting role is become very critical now. Because as a system, yes, if I have to ask for a Gurukul system, yes, that is the ultimate. As I said, it's a man-making system. It not only imparts knowledge, it also imparts all the values that a human being need to be successful in life. But in today's context, it is becoming more like academic oriented. So in that way, the role of parents in taking on that emotional support, value imbibing support, ethical support, that has become more crucial than ever. That would be my view on this.
I think the future of teaching is going to change. I think the future of teaching is going to definitely change. And the change is partly because of technology, because we have all these tools, so we have to find ways to beat the technology or to deliver something that technology cannot deliver. But it's also partly due to changing cultural values. Today, the students, children are becoming very conscious of their rights, and the parents are becoming increasingly involved in the teaching learning process. So just yesterday, I was reading the story about one teacher in Korea who committed suicide because she's only 23 years old, because there was so much pressure from the parents that you have to do this with my child and this with my child, and she was constantly communicating more with the parents than with the children, because her job was to also keep the parents happy. So because they were not allowing her to do her job in the way that would be the best, they all had their individual demands. So I think the future of teaching is going to change, definitely, because the social cultural value systems are changing, and it's going to be more participant-led teaching process rather than teaching-led learning process, and which is a welcome thing, because ultimately, if a person like a student is in charge of their own learning, process, it's the best that could happen. So the Guru Shishya Parampara, that the Guru is the giver and the Shishya is the receiver, that's definitely changing today. But having said this, there is still a space and a very exclusive and a very special place for a traditional teacher who delivers in the traditional manner. And there is a traditional student who will learn as a traditional student, and Guru Shishya Parampara will be alive. No matter what, that will remain intact. But the rest of the world will definitely change. A lot of the changes we are seeing. So that is my question. That's my answer to your question.
All right.
Good evening. Good evening.
Very
My
good
greetings
evening.
to my one question, please.
Yes, Yadav sir.
Very good evening, and my greetings to all the gurus of ISTD and all the teachers of our country. अभी हम ये देख रहे हैं कि अभी पवन शर्मा जी ने भी कहा कि आज जो है जब हम एजुकेशन में गुरु की बात करते हैं तो स्किल उसको प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। पेरेंट्स और सब टीचर्स, पेरेंट्स की भी एक्सपेक्टेशंस है कि वो पैसा बनाने की मशीन, जो ऐसी एजुकेशन मिले, पैसा मशीन, कमाने की मशीन। जो एजुकेशन बढ़ रही है, आदमी जो है वो जीवन की तरफ नहीं बढ़ रहा, अनहैप्पीनेस की तरफ बढ़ रहा है। जो एजुकेशन बढ़ रही है, जितनी भी जो समस्याएं आ रही हैं, जितनी भी जो समाज में प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही है, चाहे वो करप्शन से रिलेटेड है, जितनी भी समस्या शिक्षा के साथ साथ बढ़ रही है। तो बहुत अच्छी बात बताई कि शर्मा जी ने भी बताई, वैल्यूज गुरु वो है जो वैल्यूज प्रोवाइड करे, मैन मेकिंग का काम करे, वो भी बहुत अच्छी बात है। लेकिन अभी आप ये देखिए कि हम एक गुरुकुल शिक्षा की तरफ थे, हम जो है जो एक परफेक्ट व्यक्तित्व बना के भेजते थे, लेकिन आज 20-25 साल के बाद, पूरी जिंदगी उसको खपाने के बाद जब कॉलेज से निकलता है, ना उसको लाइफ की क्लैरिटी है, ना फैमिली की क्लैरिटी है, ना उसको अपनी सैलरी की क्लैरिटी है, ना उसको जो है अपनी लाइफ को मैनेज करने की। वो कहता है कि आई एम टोटली अनहैप्पी मैन। और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आज हम जिस युग में जी रहे हैं, अभी आपने लिखा ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश, द जनरेटर, द ऑपरेटर, द डिस्ट्रक्टर, गुरु ही ब्रह्मा गुरु। लेकिन दूसरी तरफ आप देखिए, इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में हमारा फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज एक चैप्टर जुड़ा है 51A, और उसका एफ कहता है टू डेवलप साइंटिफिक टेम्पर, ह्यूमनिज्म एंड द स्पिरिट ऑफ इंक्वायरी एंड रिफॉर्म। जब हम एक कक्षा में जिसमें सारे रिलीजियस, क्योंकि हमारा सेकुलर कैरेक्टर है ना, ये सब चीजें जो है, जब हमारे गुरु, तो क्या हम एक सेकुलर कैरेक्टर, कॉमन ब्रदरहुड की फीलिंग्स जो है भर पाएंगे? तो आज जो बदलते हुए परिप्रेक्ष्य में हमें हमारी जो, क्योंकि देश की यूनिटी, इंटीग्रिटी, सेकुलरिज्म, इन चीजों को भी गुरुओं को देखना है। दिस इज माय, मेरी तरफ से ये मेरा आप लोगों को जो है।
थैंक यू यादव साहब, ए वंडरफुल क्वेश्चन यू हैव रेज्ड। बेसिकली प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हम लोगों ने कुछ परिभाषाएं अपने हिसाब से गढ़ दी। जैसे हम जिस धर्म निरपेक्ष की बात कर रहे हैं, सेकुलर की बात कर रहे हैं, उससे पहले वी शुड कम बैक टू आवर इंडियन फिलोसफी। इट टॉक्स अबाउट 4 pillars of life, and the ultimate aim of life is to attain blissful life. Satya Chitta Anand, that is the aim, which is based on Chatus Purushart, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The teacher happened to be working within these 4 pillars and asking the learners to work within the framework of the 4 pillars. We have left Dharma, we have left Artha, we have left Kama, and so what to talk of Moksha. When we interpret it, then definitely we can get the meaning. Dharma means do's and don'ts, which is to be attained. धर्म धारण करने योग्य धर्म। अब धर्म क्या है? मुझे जहां से रोटी ज्यादा मिलेगी, जहां पैसा ज्यादा मिलेगा, उसी कंपनी को ज्वाइन करूंगा, और मैं 40 तक आते आते मैं बर्नआउट की पोजीशन पे आ जाऊंगा, तो मोक्ष तो मिलने की दूर की बात है, उसका जो जीने का धर्म है वही खत्म हो गया। So we have to again go back. We are talking about the Gurukul system. The Gurukul system was definitely meant for transforming the values, sanskaras, but these are totally missing, because we have asked the teacher to be the trainer to lead to the livelihood only. So he is earning. Many of the IITians from Kota coaching, they have been going there. They have become machines of earning money and money alone. The parents have been left behind, the society has been left behind, and what to talk of the country? Nobody talks about the country. So these dharmas were there, which were indoctrinated in the education system. The Gurukul system used to say this only. See, when there are 2 epics very important to Indian context, Ramayana and Mahabharata. When you talk about Mahabharata, it talks about one self-centric ego satisfaction. Because of satisfaction of individual egos of Draupadi, Dronacharya, Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, the Mahabharata took place. And when you talk about Ramayana, it was the dharma, Rashtra dharma, Parivar dharma, Patni dharma, Bhrata dharma. These have been asked us to follow the same guideline. So we can find Ram Rajya as the ideal position in the state governance. So the definitions we have been concocting must be redefined in this context. We have been talking about the Teachers' Day to be celebrated today. There is a provision of Guru Purnima. See, earlier saints used to make many gurus, as we have been making many teachers as the gurus. These are not synonymous terms. Teacher is paid employee who is transferring knowledge for livelihood, and guru is a different person that is to be respected. And I'm pretty sure the teachers who are in the audience, they know the trainers are treated as the teachers. They know चौराहे पर कहीं खड़ा हो रिटायरमेंट के बाद में 60 साल के बाद में कोई आईएएस तक की तरफ झांकता नहीं है। और मेरे को रिटायर हुए 3 साल हो गया है। आप लोगों की दुआएं ये हैं कि मेजर कर्नल साहब भी बात करते हैं और हेलो प्रोफेसर, हाउ आर यू, wonderful, need your blessings to the society. So that gives the impetus for leading a wonderful life for the teacher. So that is the motivation factor. So I can understand that because of this orientation, if we establish the Chatusprasad philosophy of Indian Vedic system, that is the answer of bringing values in the society. Thank you very much, Yadav Sahab, for raising the right question.
Thank you, sir. And here I would like to add on. Now, when we are talking about all this, the last thing which we were already having in our Indian culture and we have left behind, and now we are coming back to with the new MEP also, we are coming back to that. I would like to add on the role of ISTD. Societies like Indian Society for Training and Development comes now. Now, once there is a question in the inbox, that is Hilal Patel Saab, he has mentioned, like, as a teacher who is just starting, how to develop skills to connect with the young generations, has mentioned. जैसा कि हमारे वक्ताओं ने यहाँ पे बोला भी है. So I must say the societies like ISTD and like other platforms, we can really play an important role here. Like जो budding teachers हैं, या जो जिनको अभी ये लग रहा है कि like we have left many things behind, let us come back and let us start training. And this is what ISTD has been doing from last 53 years. We have been contributing in the nation building by preparing a lot of trainers, and every time with our trainer events, which are diploma programs, people are coming forward who all are very well established trainers. They are coming for sharpening their skills to ISTD, joining our diploma programs, and they're sharpening their skills, and they're also contributing in nation building. So जो skills develop करने की आप बात कर रहे हैं कि जब आप budding teacher हैं, जब आप अपना career start ही कर रहे हैं, my dear friends, I would like, it's not because I'm a national president of ISTD, that's why I am telling you, but yes, this you really need. आपको अपनी basic education के साथ आपकी skills को develop करने के लिए you need some extra added advantage. When you buy a car, तो आप उस car के अंदर कुछ extra accessories लेते हैं. The same way to get your basic education, you get your basic education when you go to your school and college. But rightly mentioned by Yadav sir की चिंता, और जो कि यहाँ पे कर्नल साहब ने मेंशन किया, मेजर चंद्रशेखर has talked about the parent teacher relationship and today's relationship. ये जो skills, जो extra skills है जो हमें परिवार से या values से मिलती हैं, those skills can be sharpened by associating yourself with societies like ISTD or any other platform that can really help you in transforming your personality altogether with the education. होता क्या है, हम अपने जीवन में शुरुआत हमेशा लेट करते हैं, तो कल करते हैं वो आज अगर हम करना शुरू करें, because time is changing. अभी जिस fast changing mode में हम चल रहे हैं, भारत जो कभी विश्व गुरु होता था, that छवि we have already left behind. But now after COVID times, I must say Bharat has come forward like a Vishwa Guru again. And now today we are leading G20. The entire Delhi is like, Bharat is happily welcoming the entire world at India, at Bharat New Delhi में. So this is how, so हमें यहाँ पे जुड़ना है और इस सब बात को आगे लेते हुए चलेंगे. So here we have Mr. Jagannath who has raised his hand. Can you please unmute yourself, Mr. Jagannath, and you can ask your question very quickly. We have very less minutes. I wanted to give my input, but I don't think I'll be finding time for that.
Okay,
Namaskar.
Jagannath.
Yes, Mr. Kulkarni. Yes, over to you.
नमस्कार और ISTD के सभी गुरुजनों को मेरा प्रणाम यहाँ से. आज जब भी मैं कभी सोचता हूँ टीचर्स डे हो या गुरु पूर्णिमा हो, तो मैं अपने बचपन के, मेरे स्कूल के, बाद में मेरे कॉलेज के सभी वो गुरुओं को याद करता हूँ. और जब कोई कहता है कि आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा था, तो मैं कहता हूँ कि ये मेरे गुरुओं की वजह से है। मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है आप सभी से कि कैन अ टीचर बी मेड, कैन अ टीचर बी क्रिएटेड, कैन अ टीचर बी ट्रेंड? जो लोग ऐसे कि बाय चॉइस आए हैं, जैसे मेरे गुरु थे पहले से, कि स्कूलों में दे हैव चोजन टू बी टीचर, एंड आज है जो जब है कि मे बी बाय वे ऑफ कंपल्शन और by way of requirement of the job. So what as an ISTD has the view on this? Can the teachers be created? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I refer this question to Mr. Professor Sharma. I would like
Yeah.
all the relevant experts will give their views just 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Kulkarni Sahab, as we said, that can teachers be made, like as can a person be made a trainer? Yes, by training. Can a manager be made? Yes, by training. Can a person be made as a teacher or guru? Yes. Gurukul system was a parampara system where the people were created as the teachers. Today, we are the wage earners, salaried people who get the salary, transfer the information to the students or to some skills. So that way we find that that this transferring system has been totally compensated. So I will work as the paid teacher. So at the status of a wage earner only. To make myself as the guru, I will have to undergo a process of total transformation. See, transactional leadership, like transactional teacher, will be transacting with the learner. Transformational teacher will be transforming the society by incorporating many gunas, sanskaras, values, traditions, so on and so forth. So that way it can be created provided we have developed the same ecosystem. It depends what type of teachers we want. If you want technocracy, technocrat teachers, yes, many IITs are there. Many technical institutions are there. In some religious teachers, yes, many Sanskrit universities are there. The teachers are made. Definitely it can be made, but for making someone as the guru, it needs a total transformation. We have to go in the Saranagati of Lord Krishna to become guru like him. Exceptions are there where Lord Krishna can be treated as the real guru. वो हम सबके गुरु हैं. हमको अगर उनको modify करने का है, उनको follow करते चलेंगे तो one day we can become Lord Krishna. Yat Brahmande Tat Pinde. So that is the ultimate. Everybody has got that potential. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One of the things that we teachers should be very careful about is that we are also human beings. We are also like any other student. And one of the big things about being a teacher has been very humbling, experience, that I also learn from my students. It's not as if I only teach my students and participants. I also learn so many times, like Jagannath Kulkarni, who just asked a previous question. He has been a student of our diploma program. And I learned so much from him. He had so many examples to give. He had so many ideas to share. So I think it was very, very humbling, because the more knowledge you have and the more you are deep into teaching, the more you realize that you know nothing. And you cannot sit on this big pedestal and you cannot lecture and, give gyan to everybody. And you can also receive from gyan from others. So let's just be it's been very, very humbling experience to be a teacher. I used to sit on a very high pedestal when I was in industry, but as I became into a teacher, I became more and more human being, and more ordinary human being. Yes, touching the lives of people and they're being touched by their lives, who are also, that's why I don't call students, I always call them participants. In all my communication, you are participants, I'm a participant too. There's no teacher, there's no student, we are all participants. It's just that I have a little role to play here and you have a different role to play here. That has been my thing. But it is very, very humbling to be a teacher. And let's not get into that position where we feel that we cannot, we are the only source of all the knowledge in the classroom. There are many sources of knowledge. We are only one of them.
Yeah, it's that point is very valid. That is, learning is continuous. A teacher, once he become a teacher, his or her learning does not stop. It is to be continuous. That is why nowadays people are talking about lifelong learning. And this learning, teacher can learn from the student also. We used to learn from many things, modern things from our own resource scholars. So that is continuous thing. So it must be a lifelong learning. So a teacher in today's world is not just a teacher. He is more than that. He is not just a two-in-one. It's many things in one. Right. Teacher is a trainer, teacher is a mentor, teacher is a leader, transformational leader, and teacher is an administrator. Somebody was putting a message in the chat box. That is, nowadays teachers does not find time to teach because a lot of administrative and clerical works are vested on the shoulders of teachers due to the NAAC accreditation, NIRF ranking, choice-based credit system, like so many things. So teacher is more than just a teacher, many things. So continuous learning is very much important. And as Anita ma'am was talking about, for which teachers requires a lot of training also where ISTD can contribute. So ISTD Kochi has enrolled more than 250 teachers working in different institutions as members of ISTD. So that is a right step in this direction.
Can I have a permission? यदि आपको इतराज ना हो, एक मुझे मौका दे.
Of course, sir. May I allow Mr. Ramesh to add on his view on this, and then I'll invite you, sir.
Please allow me one after that. Thank you, Anita ji.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank
To the question, like whether teachers are born or made, I would say like teachers are born, but everyone can be made as teachers. There are some born teachers, there are teachers who are made. We tend to teach in our various stages in life to many people. It is only, putting a structure and making it formal. That is what the teacher training does. Otherwise, all have got innate capability and innate nature to teach others whatever little we know. So in that way, I would say like teachers are born and teachers are also made. It is not like an exclusive brand, or it's not exclusive species that can become teachers. No.
Right, sir. Thank
Can
you.
I
Yes,
now?
sir. Over to you. Yes, sir.
Anita ji, thank you very much again for giving me an opportunity. उन्होंने कहा कि गुरु शिष्य परंपरा को क्यों नहीं लाते हैं. अभी यहाँ पर अपने जो देश में बारे में जो बात करते हो, ओजेटी जिसको कहते हैं, ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग, जैसा आर्ट्स फॉर्म है, उसको अंदर अभी भी कहीं भी देख लीजिए, चाहिए वो डांस फॉर्म हो या चाहिए वो तो शास्त्रीय संगीत हो, इसका जो है गुरु शिष्य परंपरा का जो है वो चलते आ रहे हैं. हमारे लिए ये है कि अब एज अ पेरेंट हमको ये नहीं होता है कि पढ़ना है, मार्क लेना है और कॉलेज में जाना है. कॉलेज में जाने से क्या होगा, यहाँ तो पता है 50% सीट भरी नहीं है. जो इंजीनियरिंग सीट्स है पड़ा हुआ है.
Major, sorry to interrupt you, Major. In the Major, sorry to interrupt you. In the interest of time, can you make it bit
टेक्नोलॉजी
brief?
के बारे में नहीं है, लेकिन can we reverse the class? That is a question. Yes, there are certain areas where this गुरु शिष्य परंपरा जरूर चाहिए और वो जिंदा रहेगा जब तक ISTD जिंदा रहता है. जय हिंद.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So this is what is Mr. Rajendra Singh is also mentioning. Yes, this is on the same line. ISTD had been organizing trainer programs across all the chapters. Few chapters are doing it personally at their level and national level also we have been doing, and we are in the process of making more trainers and more teachers more vibrant and more connected to the values. And this is what is another call of ISTD, that we are helping a nation and we are transforming nation through L&D initiatives. And yes, of course, with the infusing tadka of our Indian culture and values that had always been the very core thirst of my life from the deep corners of my heart. And since the day we have joined this new team, we are really focusing on it because 53 years हो गए हैं, 53 सालों के इतिहास में जो ISTD ने हमें संस्थान दिया है जिसमें आके हम अपनी सेवाएं दे रहे हैं आज, उस संस्थान में कुछ ऐसा हम करके जाएं जो हम वैल्यूज की बात करें, जो यादव साहब की चिंता है, मेजर साहब की चिंता है, उसको हम सही दिशा प्रदान करें। कर्नल लांबा साहब और कई सारे, अभी आई हैव सीन द inputs of Mr. Vyas also. Many members are writing here, and it had been, I must say, very short. And we have talked about all my eminent experts. They've really talked about very well in a very short period of time. We have done this session, and I'm really thankful that you all have joined across. And if any other questions have been left behind in your minds, we will be definitely taking those questions. You can send your questions to us at info@istd.in, and all your answers will be answered personally in your email also. And I would like to have Mr. Umakant ji. Yes, Umakant ji, you have been raising your hand and I missed out. Yes, Umakant ji, over to you, Nasik. Unmute yourself. Umakant ji, please unmute yourself. Yes.
Yes, madam. बोलिए.
You have been raising your hand. I've seen you. That's why I've called you up.
No.
It's fine. Okay, right. Thank you.
He was wishing you.
उमा जी, वहाँ अनिता जी पूछ नहीं सकते हैं, जकरिया को पता है।
He was wishing and vouching what you said.
We had a member called Manoj also who raised his hand, but I don't know whether I can see him or not. But now exactly it is 17:30. The time is up. We have started right at the right time, and we are going to finish it up right at the right time only. And now I invite my moderator and my host today, Mr. Gurvinder Singh, to move ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for attending the program, especially the 4 speakers who have given a lot of information about the Teachers' Day, the challenges, the passion of a teacher, and the difference and the importance of training and teaching. Thank you, our National President, for organizing the program, and you are a born moderator, and I would become moderator someday. Thank you.
Yes, that's
So thank you all.
You did an excellent job, Gurvinder.
Major साहब, this is how we are training. We are, शुरुआत करते हैं, हम बना रहे हैं. आज suddenly Gurvinder ji has become a moderator today. So tomorrow, next time he'll be with a visual. He'll be the smart moderator. That's what he told just now. So can we all switch on your cameras and we can have a group photo? Over to you, Gurvinder ji. You can help us out. See, the entire head office is sitting there in the boardroom and they are attending this session. So I request each of the members join us from all the chapters. Please give a big round of applause for all the members who have joined, because this was an event we organized. This is really needed for the staff, the employees, the staff members of India ISTD headquarters. It was really needed, and you all have joined us here. Thank you so very much. Who has clicked the photographs? We'll have a screen to ISTD office. You need to switch on your camera. Jagannath ji, switch on your camera. Dr. Preeti, Lokesh, Sureshi, SB, Dr. Sunita, Dr. M.K. Ray, Lokesh, Tyagaraj ji.
Oh, you collected all the people. Great.
Yeah, so we have members across Bangalore chapter, Vishakhapatnam chapter, Chennai chapter. Then we have Mangalore chapter. We have Delhi, Chandigarh. Chandigarh Gurumana ji is there, the chapter chair. Many chapter chairpersons have joined us. Indore chapter was there. Jaipur chapter, many members in the chair. Mr. Vyas is there. Mr. Mohan Das, good to see you. So thank you very much for being here.